Hello and welcome to Biotechnica. I'm your host Shekhar Suman, and today we are going to give you 15 strategies, not one, not two, 15 strategies which you can adopt in the absence of a delayed CSIR NET or no CSIR NET this year. Now, of course, शुभ बोलना चाहिए, it should happen. Trust me, अगर मेरे पास एक जादू की छड़ी होती तो I would have used that और 3 महीने में आपके CSIR NET एग्जाम और उसकी रिजल्ट भी आ जाती. But you know, I don't have that. I don't have a magic wand. But yes, I have 15 magical points which I want to pass on today to all of you, which will help you grow in your career while you are waiting for CSIR NET, because I firmly believe that this kind of delay should not impact your career. I believe that the show must go on. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's get started. All right, the first point which I want to make here is very simple. Don't stop preparing. I know. You will be like, okay, this is not a point. This is, in fact, we're doing that, right? The problem with all of us is, the moment we start preparing and there is no end to it, and we keep preparing 6 months, 8 months, 12 months, no exam happening, we feel directionless. We feel no enthusiasm in studying. We feel that, okay, repeating the same thing again and again, it's so boring. So bear with me, I'll give you 14 more points which will help you do this also, but the most important point here is keep studying, okay? Don't stop that. Now, the second point is get certified. Life sciences is a vast field, a diverse field. It is a field where you have stuff from pharmacy to biotechnology, from biochemistry to molecular biology to genetics to cell biology, whatnot. You have everything, right? Why not pick that particular thing which you are passionate about and do a certification for that? Look on internet. In fact, Biotechnica stores has like 50 or 60 different certifications, right? So go for that, okay? So that's the second point which I wanted to make. Join any kind of certification which interests you, which you want to, do your PhD in, right? So, like I said, the show must go on. So while you're preparing for CSIR NET, side by side, you can do these certifications. At Biotechnica, these are very, very cheap, like ultra cheap, like goes from 699 rupees, it goes up to, 1,999 rupees. So it's in that range, but you get a lifetime certificate, access and certificate and all that stuff and a lot of updated knowledge. So yes, you can go for certification. The third point which I want to make here is go for internships. Now, internships are two types, okay? One is paid internship, where you get paid, and the second one is you have to pay and you do internship, okay? So the first type is difficult to find, and you know where to find. Go to Biotechnica's internship category page and you'll find a lot of internships. But yes, getting selected there is tough, okay? So don't worry about that. Now the second part, which is internship, where you have to pay. So there are multiple organizations which I know of. In fact, Biotechnica also provides those internships, but those are one where there is a hands-on, another where there is a virtual one, okay? So Biotechnica currently provides the virtual internships, wherein we have bioinformatics, molecular docking and stuff like that. So you can do that one. Now, coming to the ones where you need to go somewhere to do hands-on during pandemic, it's gonna be tough. But yes, if you're getting an opportunity, please encash it, because I believe this will not just keep you engaged, but it will help you learn hands-on, which is of course very, very important. And if it is virtual also, it is important, because that way you will get all the theoretical knowledge. You get to work on a lot of softwares, a lot of open source as well as paid softwares. So that's a great opportunity, right? So links to the internship and certification courses is given the description. Now, coming to the fourth point. So the fourth point is joining short-term diploma courses. This can be into scientific writing, this can be into clinical research, this can be into multiple different directions and dimensions. But short-term diplomas will add on to your resume. It will show that you were not just sitting lazy and eating chips at home when there was a pandemic. You did something. And of course, towards the end when CSIR NET happens, this will help you, because if you want to get into clinical research or your PhD is going into that direction, it will help you. So short-term diploma is my fourth point. Now, all this while I have been talking about only studies, right? But kuch kama bhi liya jaye, some money is required. So let's jump into some more pointers where you can earn money also while you are studying. So my next point is gain some teaching experience. Now this is for those who want to, make a career in teaching or academia, and they are targeting lecturership, not JRF. Even if you're targeting JRF, having a teaching experience does not hurt. Now many people confuse this that, okay, I go on YouTube and just start talking, that's teaching. That's not teaching. Right? Some 10 random students start attending your classes doesn't make you a teacher. If you really want to become a teacher, join an organization, give some interviews, join an organization and do some serious teaching, right? Which you can write on your CV. You can't write that you taught on YouTube in your CV, but you can really write that you joined this organization, this college or this university where you taught students for BSc or MSc level or PhD level, whatever it is, right? So that's something which will help you. And of course, you will get paid. Like I told you in my previous point, this should be something which pays you. So yes, this is one. Now, during the pandemic, of course, these classes are going to be online. So that's good, that's helpful. You can always do that. Now, one more point, the next point which comes in my mind is scientific writing and publishing research papers. So if you are a passionate researcher, if you have done some research which needs to be published, you can work on that manuscript and apply into peer journals and publish your research. That's one point which I wanted to make. So far I told you 5 points. Now move on to the 6th point. Okay, so the next point is writing research articles and review articles. Now, for this you need a lot of scientific writing experience, and if you lack that, please don't worry. We have a course for that. So scientific writing course and thesis writing course we have, and that will be helpful in your PhD days also when you are submitting a thesis. So you can do that course. Now, how does it help you? When you write all this, when you do this, all these activities or write all these things in journals and online art websites, you gain experience, first thing. You gain some certificates or some letters. And of course, you can add that on your CV, and that adds value to your CV, because when compared to others, they would not have done stuff you would have done. So it helps you stand out of the crowd. See, when you're going to apply for a job in future, the entire game is to stand out of the crowd. Okay, if you cannot stand out of the crowd, then you're just another generic ship. If you are another generic ship, then they're not going to pay attention. If they're not going to pay attention, you're not getting the job. So multiple things I'm going to tell you in this video which will help you get a job also after the pandemic ends, and after that once you have qualified or not qualified CSIR NET. God forbid you must qualify CSIR NET. So that's these are the pointers. So let's move on to the next one. So my 7th point now is joining labs for temporary research projects as research associates or research assistants. Now, this particular point is again very, very important. Now, the problem with this point is most of us, including me also once upon a time, I used to think that what's the point of joining for a 6 months project or a 3 months project or a 12 months project? Anyways, it's temporary. Instead, I should focus on some bigger shots and try to grab a permanent job. But we all fail to understand that these temporary projects are the staircases through which we climb and finally get to the place where we can get permanent job. Now, these temporary projects also gives you hands-on experience on various things. And at the same time, while you are preparing for exams, so the workload won't be too much in the labs. You just join in as a temporary project assistant or a research associate or research assistant, start working there, and side by side you can prepare for the CSIR NET while the exam is being announced or will be conducted. The benefit here is you have got some experience. There is no gap in your CV, and at the end of the tenure, of course, you will keep getting your stipend. At the end of the tenure, of course, either you can renew or you can write it on your CV that you have worked under Mr. This, or a project guide for this particular project. It will help you in your future jobs, and at the same time, you will not be alien when you qualify CSIR NET and first first time go to a lab to do PhD, because you'll know how labs work, how the modus operandi is. So this is my 7th point. Moving on to the 8th point. All right, so the 8th point is for jobs in companies. Okay, so the various companies who have a lot of manufacturing happening right now because of COVID, they are manufacturing vaccine, Zydus, or Bharat Biotech, or Serum Institute. They need manpower, right? So they are posting jobs in Biotechnica, elsewhere, Naukri, Monster. Please go ahead and look for those jobs, production jobs and quality control jobs, R&D jobs, and apply there. Now, point number 9 is my favorite, because I also do that. Programming. You have to learn programming. Now, why you need to learn programming? That's something you have to understand. Now, look at this. You are a bioscientist, but in future, bioscience is going to, merge with IT. And actually, that's a good thing if it merges, right? In fact, you can be a catalyst in helping that merger. Like, you must have heard that, okay, you can store data into DNA, you can store big terabytes and petabytes of data into DNA, right? You must have heard of it. But we have so far not been successful in stabilizing the DNA so that it retains the data for longer. Of course, there are some companies who are doing it. So this is one direction. So if you know programming, you have a chance to, help machine and humans merge together, right? Like Neuralink is doing, right? So in fact, you can get a job in Neuralink if you know programming. So this is something which interests me a lot. It must interest you a lot. So if you really want to learn programming, there are multiple courses across the globe on internet. You can go and search it out. Python, bioinformatics, molecular docking, molecular modeling, all these things you can learn, right? So programming is my 9th point. Moving on to the 10th point. Again, the 10th point is my super favorite point, and that is my personal forte, and that is public speaking. Now you will say, why do I need public speaking? You need public speaking. Why do you need? I'm going to tell you. Look at this. You're standing in front of like 50 or 100 researchers. You are into a conference, presenting a paper or research or whatever. Maybe you are presenting a thesis. Maybe you're just giving a one-to-one interview. You need communication skills. You need convincing skills. You need expression. You need to be expressive. You can't just be like this and talk. You have to talk in a human way. Then only you can convince humans to accept your stuff, right? Even though you have done great research, you need to be a great communicator, right? And this is the time while you're waiting for CSIR NET, you can learn a lot of public speaking, right? And you can practice a lot of public speaking. So how do you do that? Very simple. I've done a course. I personally recorded that course for all of you, and it's very cheap. It's 1499 rupees last I checked. The link is given in the description. You can opt for that course. A lot of students have opted, and they all have written to me very nice feedback that they loved it. Okay, so in fact, that was shot right inside the studio where I'm standing right now. So public speaking is one thing you can, make your strength. Now, many people will say, hey, I am very good in public speaking. Are you? Think about it. Just accumulate 4 or 5 friends in a Zoom meeting and say that, okay, give me any random topic and I'll talk for half an hour. You'll realize that you are not able to. Why that happens? Because we all have a very high opinion about ourselves. We should have. That's very good. That's about self-confidence. But that is where it starts hindering us. We think that we are very good, but probably we're not. Probably we need to improve. And I believe improvisation is, life. And I read somewhere, try is to reinvent yourself, right? So keep trying to improve on yourself, right? Try to reinvent yourself. So that's my 10th point. Moving on to the 11th point. All right. So 11th point is all about other fellowships. Now, what are the other fellowships you can grab while you're waiting for CSIR NET? Now, CSIR NET is delaying or delayed because of their own reasons. And in that case, you have GATE, Excel and BT, Biotech and Life Sciences. You have DBT, which just happened. Of course, it will happen next year also. DBT people are really good people. They were constantly emailing me saying that please publish and popularize, because very less people were knowing about DBT. So DBT is something you should write, DBT, JRF, BET exam. Then you have ICMR, okay? Then you have ARS NET. Then you have multiple state level exams. Then you have CUCT, I think that's for PhD, I'm not sure. So that's where these are the certain entrance exams which you can write if you're in BSc, IIT, JAM. The multiple entrance exams which you can still write. So don't just wait for CSIR NET, go for these entrance examinations, and they are equally good, and the syllabus is something similar. It's not very similar but not very diverse also. And even if it is diverse, I don't think there is any harm, because the more you prepare, you get better at it. How do you know that in the interview they won't ask you from something out of syllabus, right? So, and seriously, GATE you should write. GATE though you must write. GATE is something which I'm suggesting all my CSIR aspirants to do, because GATE is going to add a lot of value to your CV. Okay, if you are not convinced about GATE, then please watch our webinar. Link is given in the description. We have done this recently. It's a nice webinar on GATE opportunities, the opportunities after GATE exam. Right, moving on to my next point. My next point is get hands-on experience. Now, if you are doing an internship or stuff, you can obviously do some, you get hands-on training, but what if you don't get? So there are multiple companies which I know in Bangalore, in Noida, in Gurgaon, in Mumbai, in Pune, various places, Kolkata. There are these companies which give you hands-on training on various equipments, right? So choose one equipment which pertains to your area of interest. Go and do a hands-on. Now they may charge you. I know that they will charge you, but of course they have to survive, so they will charge you. That's not a problem. But as long as you're learning and you're learning something good, go for it. And they also help you publish papers, so there's no harm. You can look for hands-on training. All right, my 13th point is join as a JRF, temporary JRF. So, on Biotechnica, we see a lot of temporary JRFs, and I have told this multiple times in my videos that these temporary JRFs are not just vague opportunities. They are real great opportunities, because you get to work in a lab environment, you get to know how people work, you get to rub shoulders with some great scientists, you get to know our organization inside out, our research organization, you get to know this also, that probably you can transfer your PhD, JRF into PhD, you can convert your JRF into PhD. There are multiple things you can do with this, right? So this is my point number 13, I think. So it's about joining as a temporary JRF and converting it into a PhD. Even if you don't get it, don't worry, you will at least learn something. So instead of waiting and getting bored at home, this is a good opportunity. Moving on to my next point. All right, so that was my 13th point. Moving on to the 14th point, which is look for some government job openings. Now, if you look at Biotechnica's job section, I'm sure you must have downloaded Biotechnica's app by now. If you go to the job section has got a river. You keep scrolling up and you will see a lot of jobs keeps coming, okay? So those can be from government as well as companies. So government jobs you can apply. Now, many people will argue that it's not so easy to get a government job, right? But there is no harm in applying, the point number one. Point number two, when you apply, you get into the process, writing a forwarding letter, forwarding your CV, and uploading it onto the portal of the government website, and then probably you get a call. And I have seen at least 10% people get a call. Out of, suppose 100 people apply, 10 people who are eligible, definitely they get a call. So, and nowadays it's a Zoom or virtual interviews, so you don't need to go also, right? The interview will be online, and especially I saw a lot of vacancies in virology, in epidemiology. A lot of vacancies were there in NIV, Pune, and NII, and CDRI, CDFD, a lot of places, right? So you can apply for scientist positions or positions where you are eligible, right? So even that you can apply as a research associate, research assistant. That's a good opportunity for you, right? So this was my 14th point. Now coming to the 15th point. My 15th point is personal branding and networking. Now, what is personal branding? What is networking? Now, guys, you go and make a profile on Facebook, but you can't approach a HR using that. But if you go to LinkedIn and you make a nice profile, you have some activities which is related to your field, you participate in forums, you have earned some certifications which you show off on your LinkedIn profile, you have put a nice photo, and you are active in a lot of public speaking platforms like Biotechnica, and then you have won some awards, and then you show off those things, and then you apply for a job on LinkedIn or elsewhere. People come to LinkedIn and see your profile, they get impressed. So that's personal branding, okay? And in fact, we're planning to do a separate course on personal branding and networking in future. For now, we don't have it, but let me tell you this point. Now coming to networking. Now networking is not about only grabbing the opportunity. Networking is about connecting with each other. How do you connect? You connect through forums, you connect through webinars, you connect through a lot of interactions online, and Biotechnica as well as LinkedIn is a great platform to network with other people, other experts who conduct webinars or who come as a speaker, and then you connect to them on LinkedIn, and then you talk to them, you ask them how are things at their end, you ask them how can you help them, and probably you just even if you don't do anything, you just connect with them and stay connected, and you wait, or maybe somebody in your network will post, hey, I'm looking for a microbiologist, and then if you are eligible, you apply, and since they know you, so they'll give you a priority. Maybe you're not eligible, maybe you're a molecular biologist and you saw a microbiology opening. Now what do you do? You go and check out all the microbiologists in your network, maybe your peers, your seniors or juniors, and tell them about this opportunity. So what happens with, see, we all humans have an ability, and the ability is we always return the favor. For example, my every video, people write thank you. It's a returning of the favor, right? We all return the favor by saying thank you. So maybe your microbiologist friend gets a job there, and they will try to return the favor whenever next time they see a molecular biology vacancy, and they'll help you. So this is how, return the favor. This is how you have to connect with each other, return the favor, and then you get to know each other, you get better, your personal branding improves, maybe you earn some nice feedback on LinkedIn, right? So a lot of things can be done in this domain. So these were the 15 pointers, guys, which I wanted to highlight. CSIR NET hoga, nahi hoga, we don't know at this juncture. Ho jata hai, अच्छी बात है. At the time of shooting this video, nahi hua hai. There's no announcement, but I really don't want you to suffer. I really want to help you and reach out to you and say that, hey, we want to hold your hand and support you. You have to know this, that whatever you do, you should not stop, okay? Don't be static. Don't become a victim of circumstance. Become a student of circumstance. Learn from surroundings. Don't learn by doing mistakes. Learn from other people's mistake. And I have learned it the harder way, that people who wait for the right opportunity, just keep waiting. If the opportunity doesn't knock you, build a damn door, okay? Knock down that opportunity and build a damn door and achieve it, right? So these were the 15 pointers. Actually, right now, mere dimag mein, I have like 25, 30 more pointers, but I think this is too much. And of course, my time's up. So I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, and comment ki kaun sa point aapko acha laga. If you want to add some more points, please add so that other people can network with you and learn from you. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.